in the heart of Dayton, Ohio, home of aviation history. Old school diners serving milkshakes in glass tumblers, and neighborhoods where everyone knows who mows their lawn on Saturdays. There lived a young man named Ben. Ben wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't a criminal, a scammer, or even the type to cut in line at Chipotle. No, Ben had one fatal flaw that was both comical and catastrophic. He was forgetful. The kind of forgetful that made him put orange juice in his coffee once. The kind that made him microwave a fork. The kind that made his landlord sigh deeply whenever his name came up. Ben wasn't lazy. He worked hard at his job at the local electronics store where he sold headphones, Bluetooth speakers, and sometimes explained the difference between HDMI to 0.0 and HDMI to 0.1 with the confidence of a man who had just Googled it in the back room. He wasn't broke either. He had enough money for rent, groceries, gas, and even the occasional night out at the karaoke bar downtown, where he would sing Bon Jovi terribly off-key. But Ben had priorities, strange ones. And one of those priorities was Netflix. Rent was due on the 1st of the month. Every month. It never changed, never moved, never came with surprises. But somehow, Ben's bank account seemed to remember only one recurring payment, his $15.49 Netflix subscription. And while his landlord, Mrs. Henderson, was a sharp-eyed retired math teacher with a memory like a hawk, Ben's brain treated rent like a casual suggestion, something he could handle later. Ben's friends called him Streaming Steve as a joke, even though his name was Ben, because he never missed a payment to Netflix. The power bill? Sometimes late. The car insurance? Almost always late. Rent? Frequently forgotten until Mrs. Henderson showed up at his door holding a clipboard like it was a weapon. But Netflix never, not once. One chilly October morning, Ben was sprawled on his couch watching yet another true crime documentary. The kind where everyone already knows the husband did it. But the narrator still drags it out for 6 episodes. He was mid-binge, munching on stale popcorn, when his phone buzzed. A notification from his bank. Payment of $15.49 to Netflix has been processed. Ben grinned, satisfied. Another month secured. His entertainment fortress stood strong. But just as the murderer on screen was about to be revealed, another buzz followed, this time from his landlord. A message that read, "Rent is late." Again, Ben froze, popcorn midair. He groaned. He had done it again. It wasn't that Ben couldn't afford rent. He could. But in his forgetful mind, fun always outweighed responsibility. Why stress over rent when Stranger Things was about to drop a new season? Why panic over misses? Henderson's sharp texts when the Office reruns were right there, waiting like an old friend. The problem was Mrs. Henderson wasn't as forgiving as Netflix. Netflix didn't call you, didn't glare at you through bifocals. Didn't he stand at your door tapping a pencil against a clipboard like it was Morse code for pay up? Mrs. Henderson was human, and her patience had an expiration date. That night, Ben sat at his cluttered kitchen table, staring at a pile of unopened envelope bills. Probably, and felt something he rarely allowed in guilt. For once, Netflix couldn't drown it out. He remembered the time his buddy Chris had warned him, "Dude, you've got to get your priorities straight. Entertainment is dessert. Rent, bills, groceries, that's the meal." Ben had laughed it off at the time. But now, with his landlord threatening late fees, his fridge holding nothing but mustard, it didn't seem so funny. Here's the thing, money management isn't glamorous. Nobody throws a party because you paid rent on time. There's no confetti when you balance a budget. But there is peace of mind, and that's something Ben had been missing. Determined to turn things around, Ben decided to experiment. He sat down with a notepad and scribbled, "Step 1, know what I owe. Step 2, Pay rent first. Step 3. Stop letting Netflix run my life. He set reminders on his phone, big bold calendar alerts like pay MRS. Henderson, and even taped sticky notes to his bathroom mirror. And for the first time in his 26-year-old life, Ben logged into his bank app with the seriousness of a man planning a moon landing. But old habits die hard. A week later, payday hit. The check came in, the money landed in his account, and what did Ben do? He went to Target just to get toothpaste and walked out with a new hoodie, a video game he swore was on sale, and a candle that smelled like pumpkin patch dreams, rent untouched. By Sunday, he was back on his couch, hoodie on, candle burning, controller in hand when the inevitable knock came. Mrs. Henderson. Clipboard, pencil. Tap, tap, tap. Ben opened the door sheepishly. Hi, Mrs. Henderson. She looked him up and down, eyes narrowing at the hoodie tag still dangling. Rent, Ben. Where is it? I got paid Friday, but what? Netflix already got theirs. She cut him off. Ouch. That one stung. That night, Ben couldn't sleep. He kept replaying Mrs. Henderson's words in his head. Netflix already got theirs. Was that how people saw him? A guy who paid for streaming before paying for shelter? A clown who would rather binge-watch documentaries about other people's bad decisions than fix his own? Something had to change. The next morning, Ben did something radical. He walked into his bank, physically walked in and sat down with a financial advisor. Her name was Clara, and she looked like the type of person who could balance a budget blindfolded while solving a Rubik's Cube. Ben spilled everything, the forgotten rent, the unopened bills, the endless Netflix loyalty. Clara didn't laugh. Instead, she nodded and said, Ben, money is like oxygen. If you don't plan how to breathe, you'll suffocate. First rule, pay for the roof over your head. Second, pay for food and essentials. Netflix. That's a luxury. You can keep it, but only after the basics are covered. She helped Ben set up automatic transfers, rent pulled on the first of every month. Groceries budgeted, savings tucked away. Netflix was still there, but at the bottom of the list. At first, it was hard. Then missed the rush of impulse spending, the thrill of Target aisles whispering his name. But over time, something magical happened. Peace. When rent day came, he didn't sweat. When Mrs. Henderson knocked, it was just a drop off the community newsletter, not a warning. For the first time, Ben felt in control. And here's the kicker. With less financial chaos, he actually enjoyed Netflix more. Binge watching was way better when he wasn't drowning in guilt. Entertainment became dessert again, sweet and enjoyable, because the meal was taken care of. Ben even started sharing his story with friends. At karaoke night, between terrible renditions of Living on a Prayer, he told people about Clara's advice, about automatic transfers, about paying the meal before the dessert. His friends laughed, but they listened. Some even set up budgets of their own. Mrs. Henderson noticed too. One afternoon, she caught Ben in the hallway and said, I have to admit, I didn't think you'd turn it around. But you did. Proud of you, kid, and for Ben, that felt better than any Netflix episode could. The truth is, we all have a little forgetful Ben in us. We all chase the fun thing, the shiny thing, easy click of subscribe now, while pushing aside the boring responsibilities that actually keep us afloat. But if Ben could change, if Ben could put rent before Netflix, then so can anyone. So next time you're about to buy another subscription, another hoodie, another pumpkin patch dreams candle, ask yourself, did I pay the meal first? Or am I just diving into dessert? Because dessert is great, but it doesn't keep a roof over your head. Ben's story isn't just about forgetting rent, it's about remembering priorities. Money isn't about restrictions, it's about freedom. The freedom to watch Netflix without guilt. The freedom to sleep at night without the sound of your landlord's pencil tapping in your dreams. The freedom to live responsibly so you can laugh, sing off key, and enjoy life without debt dragging you down. So take it from Forgetful Ben. Pay the meal first, then savor the dessert. Your future self will thank you.